what's going on, guys? It's your boy Frankie. Thank you for tuning in. As you can see from the title of the video, I finally reached 1,000 miles on the Lectric XP. This is the original version 1, and I thought I'd go ahead and do a little video for you guys and just to let you guys know any thoughts, any issues I've had, or anything with the bike. Oh man, it's nice and cool right now. It is like, look at that, 81 degrees. That's insane. Oh, I love this trail. But out here where I live, it's usually like close to 100 degrees all the time because we're close to the desert, and it's just horrible. I mean, you can ride freaking like past 10 o'clock at night and it's still hot to where you just want to be in t-shirt and shorts. But enough of all that, let's get over to the bike. So just make sure no one here is in my way. I do got a little bit of squeak in the brake, as you can see, but I kind of gave up on trying to get rid of that squeak. It's always going to be there. You can do things to get rid of it, but it just slowly comes back anyways. All right, so as you can see on my odometer right here, 1,012 miles. I just hit 1,000 the last time I rode. See, what problems have I had? Honestly, I haven't had any issues with the bike. I haven't had any error codes pop up on my computer yet. Derailleur, I haven't had to adjust once. Everything still shifts fine, even though I went ahead and replaced the freewheel and everything. Even after doing that, I still haven't had to make any adjustments on that whatsoever. Nothing at all wrong with the frame. I've heard from some users that that their bike has actually had opened while they were riding. I haven't had that issue with mine. I have tried to fold mine, a few times, like you've seen in my previous video, trying to get this thing to, fit in my car. But no, that hasn't, unlocked on me at all. No problems with the frame. So one thing one thing that I've had to adjust quite often is the brakes. Not really the brake calipers themselves or anything. You guys do know that I upgraded to the hydraulic brake calipers, but the cables themselves, because the bike is heavier, it takes more stopping power to slow it down. So I do have to adjust the cables probably like almost every 1 to 200 miles. And it's really not a hard thing to do. If you look at the video I uploaded right before this, it kind of gives you a general idea on how to do it. However, I have had to adjust it. After you adjust it so many times, you can only go back on the adjustment on the back here so much to where you have to make adjustments down by the caliper, which I did, which is pretty easy. I'll have to make a video on that when I have to readjust that again to show you guys how to do it. But that's pretty much the main thing I've had to do. Tires, I got one flat. I'm not sure how it happened. I went out for a ride this one time and I came back home. It was fine. When I went out to my bike the next morning, the front tire was flat. Because I do have slime in my tires, all I did was inflated it back up to about 18 psi. Yeah, I used to keep 20 psi, but now I run 18 on both of them. Filled it up, spun that front tire to make sure that I was using centrifugal force to fill up any holes if there were any. And this was probably about over a month ago, and so far, I mean, I've been checking the tire every time and it hasn't gone flat. So I'm not sure what exactly happened. Maybe it was a real small a thorn or something, who knows. But that was one thing that happened. Battery life is still great. The other thing that did get loose, and I tend to check all my bolts and everything too, but my right pedal did come off while I was riding one day. Luckily, I was riding with a buddy of mine who happened to have an adjustable wrench with him, because he's always that guy who's got the tools with him too. So we were able to tighten it up and everything too. Other than that, that's the only issues I've had. I've done, I do my basic, my brake adjustments, lube my chain whenever necessary, but my chain's never fallen off once. Nothing else has came loose except for that right pedal. I mean, honestly, the bike's been great. And those of you that follow the channel, you guys all know about my dual motor setup. Haven't had a single issue with that so far. Having the second battery with that second motor is just a freaking blessing. I mean, it's exactly what I needed on this bike for the type of rides that I do. And you know, for me it's perfect because these trails that I go on can be as long as like 22, 25 miles. Just wanted to get past those people so they don't see me talking to myself like I'm some psycho. But okay, so the trails I normally ride are like 22 to 25 miles on the long run. But now with having both batteries on this, I don't get range anxiety ever. I mean, it's freaking awesome. What I do is I keep this on pedal assist 2 like it is now. Let's see. So right now you see my voltmeter is 53.3, right? I mainly just use my front motor just a little bit as needed. And I can go as far as like 22, 23 miles just fine. Then when I go home and climb up those massive freaking hills, at that point I use both motors, and I can go about 30 miles an hour up that steep hill. And I get back, and this thing is about, my front motor is at like 65 to 70% battery. This thing is usually at like 50 volts. So it's like I'm barely using the main battery. So, you know, range anxiety is not a thing anymore. And just with the dual, I mean, it just freaking eats up hills. Like right now, I'll go ahead and look, just use both. I won't even pedal. Look at this. 25 miles an hour. That's going uphill. I mean, is that awesome or what? I mean, so you can have a load of fun in this, but oh yeah, I mean, if you want to, man, you can have a ton of freaking fun on this. However, if I were to ride this bike like that all the time, I mean, man, I'd be going through battery a lot quicker than I normally do. I haven't done a test yet. All right, that's always a little fun to do. But I mean, as you can see, doing all that, I mean, I was giving it full throttle front and back. It didn't even phase the second battery. My main battery is still at 53. It's so freaking, I mean, so worth the extra freaking money. And a lot of people have asked me, where do I get the battery? Where did I get the motor? All of it's on eBay. If you go to my dual motor setup video, I have links to every single part that I bought. It's just a matter of if the guy has it in stock or not. But I'm located in SoCal, and I mean, when I ordered it, it got to me in just a few days. It was pretty quick shipping. It was pretty cool. So absolutely no regrets with a dual motor. I cannot see myself going back, not for the kind of riding I do, because I go a pretty long distance and I've got those massive hills that I got to deal with when I get back. So I don't want to go out and ride, you know, and freaking use up about 80% of the battery, and then I've only got a little, you know, barely a little left to make it back up the hill, and then I don't like running my batteries that low. So yeah, I mean, there you guys have it, man. No issues at all. Freaking love the bike. I love the new suspension post seat. This is a Zoom suspensions post seat. If any of you guys are wondering, they're only $20 on Amazon. Got the Cloud 9 seat, the wider one with the ventilated center and the inside. It's been great. I mean, I do kind of wish I had front suspension forks on this. I've seen it done. It's not easy, but I'm sure it can be done, and I'm not sure. I'm trying to decide if I want to do that or not. And before I forget, the tires. So about 1,000 miles, my tires are starting to get a little worn out. Here's a picture over here so you guys can see. The center is getting a little worn out. I'm sure I can probably get easily another 500 miles out, probably 1,000 if I push it. But what I'm gonna do, since I don't do that much off-roading, I mean, maybe 5% of the riding I do is off-road. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch to like a street tire, like the kind of tires that they would put like on a Super 73 or something like that. And I found a site that has them for pretty cheap. They're about 35 bucks a tire. I'm probably gonna end up ordering those for next summer. For the time being right now, I mean, I'm just gonna keep riding on these until I can, and then probably around probably March or April, I'm gonna go ahead and order the street tires, put them on, because when I get those, it'll be a smoother ride. I'll have less resistance, so I'll be able to go faster, and I'll probably improve the mileage even more, you know. Matter of fact, a friend of mine, we were just talking about it. How awesome would it be to have another battery in the back, so I'll actually have a total of 3. It's like, but why would I need that much power? You know, it's like freaking totally insane to have all that, not even needed and everything too, but just to have it. But I don't know, that would be like, there are these street rides that are out there called LA Skate. It's a bunch of guys on, it was started originally from like on the electric skateboards that would go out and do rides in LA, but now it's skateboards, it's like e-bikes, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of, like, it's a lot of the high-end e-bikes too, like the you know, like the Onyx RCRs and Super 73, the high-end stuff and everything. So if I were to start doing a lot of rides like that, I would definitely probably get another second battery so that I have a total of 3. That way I've got the freaking range, I've got the power, I don't have to really worry about it too. One of these days I'll join those rides, and if I do, I'll be vlogging it. I'm pretty sure we can catch some interesting things going on there. But well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just wanted to give you a little, you know, heads up on how everything's going with the bike. No issues whatsoever. You know, I still ride this thing about 5 days a week. And if you can get your hands on a version 1, they're pretty badass bikes, you know. You can't buy them anymore, so you have to find them used. But I have no intentions on selling this one, and really no intentions to buying you know, the new version. If I ever do get another e-bike, it's going to be probably a different brand, just to kind of get something a little different, you know, go with a different frame, maybe get something like mountain bike type or something like that. But you know, for now, this is, dude, this is more than what I need, you know, especially just for being on trails. Dude, look at this, that's freaking awesome. I love it. And I'm not even showing you guys how fast this thing can go. If I set it to pedal assist 5 and use the front throttle, it just freaking pulls. It's like insane. So, well, I hope you guys are enjoying your day. You guys enjoy the weekend, and I'm gonna let you go. Until next time, ride safe out there. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're not already, and I will catch you on the next one. See ya.